few little technical issues in our Croatian studio, but we're ready and back to get underway with Game 2 here of this best of 3. I think the only thing they missed, Eben, is Huskar dying once or twice more, right?
3 times.
3 times.
He died 3 times.
Yeah, the Tusk
I'm sorry, you guys didn't get to see that. But it was all thanks to Tusk. Yep, they abandoned the Mars. They realized they can't do a whole lot with the Mars, so they decided to just go mid with the Tusk, play with Jamari. Jamari is now level 6.5.
Yep.
5 minutes in. And Huskar sitting almost level 5. He's got an Oracle behind him now, though. And a Marauder. He's just bringing in the whole Goon squad to help
so are the
out.
Radiant. Tusk and Snapfire.
Yeah, they wanted to kill this catapult mid so they can't be pressured on the tower, but ZXCA, he knows what's up.
Tanks the arrow for the catapult, and there's the push with level 2 Edict. First through the creep wave with a Pulse Nova. Mirana still trying to get there, does snipe the catapult at least, and a bit of burst damage from Kara, but it looks like the tower's still going to die. Nothing they can do about it. 6 minutes in, mid lane tower done, and alone, trapped in the shards, snowballed upon with the tank team and the cookie there, they kill him again! Are you okay, Huskar? 4 deaths already! Tano,
he's not okay.
Leaping away, gets the regen rune, no more leaps remaining, the hit will cancel it. Jamari can catch with a lightning storm. Gets the mana up.
He's dead.
TP home.
Goodbye.
That's not fast enough. Level 2 Lightning Storm. And a 6-1 start for Omega.
Huge. Who was it? Trent predicted Omega's gonna take this. It's looking quite likely. I mean, Huskar, he's supposed to destroy his lane. He lost his tower 5 minutes in. Now in the jungle, farming it up. This looks like my pub, Huskar.
At least he's not running it down mid. Still trying to win. No whining, no griefing. Play some Dota 2. Now, they do still have this lifestealer. You know, he was top of the CS. He's still looking very good, going for that armlet rush. So they will still have a pretty good window here to battle around, you know, with the Sand King, who does have a fair amount of levels. Going with a stun epicenter. Mengate and ZXC, though, with a tank team, and his CK's right-click, shredding through the Sand King. The Starstorm comes, and the shards block him out. Mengate still gets burst down by Tano and Kara. And it looks like the Tusk also going to get trapped down here. Another Fortune's End in just a couple of seconds. That's Tano body blocking to allow this to happen. Flames not coming. Doesn't have the mana for it. The Fortune's End, well, they don't have the continuation. And now Lash is rotated with a cookie. Dodges the arrow. Snowball in towards the Oracle. And there it is. Jamari dominating. They want Tano now as well. There's no leap charges, so Jamari's going to come out of this with a double kill, it looks like. Just Pulse Novering the Marana down, and there it is. A mega kill streak for your mid lane, Lash. 5-0-2. 7 of the 9 first kills.
Travels. Oh my god, this Lesh. I think we're going to see a record-breaking Leshrac this game, Gary. Like, I don't want to curse Jamari, but this is going to be some insane... He's got 425 movement speed. 8 minutes into the game. Just running around. He's just going to run around with Max Edict and Nova. Run over these supports, and they can't do shit.
How do you remedy this? Like, Alone is jungling, but he was meant to be your pressure hero, right? He was meant to have a good laning stage, move from side lane to side lane, and, you know, play with the rest of his squad while Lifestealer kind of farms away. Just the Dire team kind of group up as 5 and start trying to force team fights. They want to get level 6 on Oracle first. Yeah. Is that something they're waiting for?
Because you need to kill him with a false promise on the Huskar with an armlet, getting on top of Leshrac, right? Because if you don't have the false promise, the Diabolic Edict plus Nova will kill the Huskar before the Huskar can kill you. So Jamari, I think, is going to take full advantage of that. Get as much pressure on the map before the 10-minute tome comes out. And he's just having a jolly old time. I like EGOBOYS still pressuring, though. They're not being too phased about the Lesh. They understand they're going to bleed a few kills to him, but they are putting some damage onto this tier 1 tower bottom. Trying to make some kind of space of their own. And this is going to... Oh, Huskar. I was going to say alleviate some pressure from Huskar, but they are out for him.
They straight onto Alone. A good life break, though, and Kara here, the backup for Huskar. Not level 6 yet, but Jamari, with a Windlace now, speeds away while Mengate takes down Drakeel. He was left all alone bottom as they ditch the push on the tier 1. And Jamari, he's hasted.
Is there an arrow?
Can they catch him with an arrow? Yeah, it's a good question.
On a hasted Leshrac? I don't think so, Gary.
Good luck with that. Oh, walk out high ground, leap away from him, get out of there. Fight him.
Scary Leshrac. Oh no, and a brooch. Is he gonna take the brooch? Okay, he just left it there. Okay.
I thought Thugger might go and get it. It looks like they've just got no idea. Oh, free neutral item. Lashrak is so pumped full of adrenaline, he doesn't even know his neutral item's dropping.
Yeah, he's got that fairy string. He's like, I don't need anything else. You peasants deal with your own items.
Oh, he does pick up with a courier. Faded Brooch is going to head back into his neutral item slot, so he does take it over the trinket.
465 movement speed, very, very fast Lashrak. It looks like he's gonna go for, is it gonna be a Bloodstone or is it gonna be a Kaya here? Both are good options. I think he himself doesn't know. He's now gonna TP top after pushing the mid lane out. They got lanes pushing in top and mid, so EGOBOYS won't be able to really contest this top tower in any way, even if they wanted to.
Now we have recovered somewhat on this Huskar now. Double bracer, his armlet's done. And he is starting to look like building into fighting shape. 4,100 net worth as they clear through the bot tier 1, they come in towards mid. Things starting to become a little more balanced in terms of map state. 11 minutes in, it is a 2,000 net worth lead for Omega. Not insurmountable by any means though, and Drakeel in a very good position, waiting for the defense of that mid tower. Phantasm from Ingate. Illusion comes out. Drakeel, he's got the opportunity here, but the stun with a kiss is landing onto Alone. They've got the Fate's Edict. They're going to try and save the Huskar, but you're right, there is no level 6 on Oracle, so Alone just gets burst. The turn onto ZXC, it's the Tusk for a 2-hero trade, and Rise is dying to this Edict, but they've got the False Promise at last. He needs one more hit, can't get up high ground. Kara with Purifying Flames, can you reach Jamari? No, he's so speedy. Gets himself out of danger, but Mengate's now left alone, and the Lifestealer comes in to play. Thugger's going to get munched on by the Lifestealer and rises with a double kill.
Gary's back with his munching.
Oh, yes.
Oh man, you know what, Gary? I love it. I love this armlet. You know, this is what we were talking about yesterday, that we were hoping we see Lifestealers with armlet, and it's working. The Huskar died. He soaked up pretty much 80, I want to say 80% of the damage, and when the Lifestealer was trying to walk out, because they got that one kill on the Tusk, Oracle got the level for the False Promise, used on the Lifestealer. Lifestealer just turns around, mans up, and Leshrak, he also got away with a sliver of HP. If they got the kill onto Jamari here, Oracle would have been rich.
So rich.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw 2 armlets on the same team, actually?
Man, that must have been like back in 2016, probably.
It's been a long time, right?
Yeah, definitely. Must have been like a Lifestealer and a Legion Commander or something on the same team by an armlet. Yeah.
Like Pos 3 Lone Druid, Pos 1 Lifestealer, or something like that. Yeah.
That's 2013. That's real far back. Yeah.
Oh, it's done
armlet. Armlet's glory days.
We're gonna have that Desolator soon on the Lifestealer. Just a Mithril Hammer away. And
that's kind of insane how Jamari was 503. He's got this Nova that farms so fast, yet the Lifestealer is ahead of him in net worth now.
That's kind of interesting. And Drakeel gonna get arenaed, speared. Smoke pays off for the Omega side, catching the Sand King, but he did already get his Blink Dagger, so not a drastic loss for the Dire team. They already hit their items.
Lissex is all warmed up now too, hitting his spear.
Yeah. Like also the fact that Lesh is, able to TP around from lane to lane, they push those early towers. But I guess the fact that bot and mid were kind of claimed up by the Dire very, very, very cleanly by the EGOBOYS. They have made up the difference, and now the net worth difference is pretty much down to nothing.
Yeah, this is going to be the true test for Ego Rises in this game, I think. Game 1, he was blended. His team was also doing quite well. This game, let's see if he's actually able to carry his team with such a huge deficit to start this game with.
They've got
Blink
nice vision.
Oh, the Infest bombs!
They see the Mars.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, under the Observer Ward, there it is. Blink, Burrow, Arrow, and that Infast bomb to jump out gives Rises a killing spree. I'm picking off that Mars.
Munch.
Now it's your turn. Such a fun word to say. Munch.
It's just creepy if you picture Lifestealer munching on you, you know? That's the scary part. Look at his face. Look at his ghouly mouth.
Yeah, he's not a pretty fella. Not a pretty fella at all.
Are you shaming Lifestealer, Gary?
No. 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 He's just not aesthetically pleasing for me. Maybe for some others. I mean, what is Lifestealer lore? He was some kind of wizard that like put himself into a demon's body or something, right? Like there's actually Lifestealer is actually two people.
Is he?
I'm pretty sure like a wizard combined himself with I don't know, a zombie or a demon or something.
Jesus.
I don't know. We'll have to go and look that up. Get Trent and Bowie onto the Dota 2 wiki. Look up the Lifestealer lore. So I think they were like in prison together, and they decided to join forces with some dark magic to escape. But yeah, Dota 2 lore is a weird and wonderful place. TPing top. They know that Jemari might want to push this just a little too far. That is the play style. He goes for that one extra wave, doesn't he? Epi, Blink, Burrow. They just have his number, but he gets the illusion rune. They miss the arrow, and still get the kill.
Very nice. Very nice setup. Because the Lifestealer was showing bottom too, they were able to do that. And Snapfire is like, hey, this Lifestealer is all on zone and rises with the quick fingers. Raised it up. Got out. I mean, Oracle would have probably saved him as well. If ever he did get stunned up there.
Yeah, Lissex would have loved to find the Oracle instead. And they are under so much vision. Like these wards, they need to clear them out. They find one of them. But there is still that little deeper one as the Dire team actually pop into the pit.
Yeah, very quick place. Rises picks up his Desolator, goes straight into the Roshan pit with the Huskar, helps him take it, and this is so fast. They kill this during the duration of Jamari's death timer. And that was Jamari's first death too, so he gave away a lot of gold to EGOBOYS. Tano on his way to a vessel now. Or he already has a vessel, yeah. That's pretty good timing on a vessel.
And now they've put the wheels on the bulldozer. Starting to roll forward. Aegis Huskar sprinting onto the Snapfire. Blink Burrow in first bomb. And another easy pick for them. J-Marie running back with Lissex trying to escape from the grasp of this Dire squad while ZXC walks straight back into them. Snowballs to the creep wave. Tries to shard block them out. The Huskar gets the burning spears forward, but he can't really keep up with them with no real team fight. Back up. They buy back. Thugger there, the Mars Arena catching the Oracle, but he's got the false promise onto the Huskar just in time. The kisses land. Drakeel in the middle of them all with the Sandstorm. He's taking them low and rises. He finally makes his way into the fight. Alone with the false promise still up. His armor toggling and he's died. That first life. The Aegis gone and Lifestealer's died. The little shredder minus armor with this big old CK is whacking down into them. They're going to lose everybody here. Mingate, he survives. Slices the Huskar and a six-man wipe actually with the Aegis life of the Huskar.
Gary, that was so close. They were look at the HP on CK Leshrac. That's on everyone. The Snapfire died. He bought out instantly, came back into the fight. They couldn't get the Oracle first with the spear, which is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, you can see here it goes on to the Mirana. Oracle manages to get off his ulti onto the Huskar, and that's why they were able to dish out a lot of damage here. But that being said, this CK, you can see the power of CK. If you actually just let him right-click people, even the Lifestealer, he thought he could man up with his rage, but that crit, the minus armor they have in their lineup is just too much to work with. And they have plenty of stuns too, so if Huskar's the last one left alive, not a chance, buddy. Not a chance.
And yeah, CK with some real nice armlet toggles in that too. So we've got triple armlet in this game. One on the Radiant, two on the Dire team. It really is a blast from the past.
Yep, time for Tusk to buy an armlet too. Let's go.
Tusk or Mars.
Game armlet.
Let's get as many armlets as we
Imagine
can.
a Snapfire armlet. That's pretty cool. You know, he's a strength hero, little shredder. Turn on the armlet, slap him with the shredder.
I don't know whether to take you seriously, honestly.
Well, you know, that's how it is. Sometimes you gotta theory craft, you gotta think, hey, does it work?
Is it good?
Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't.
Pos 3 Snapfire with armlet. Let's see it.
Nah, I would always tell you to go Solar Crest first. That item is just way too good. I would also like to see this Mirana going for a Solar Crest, because it doesn't really look like anybody else's at the moment. And Lifestealer, both Huskar and Lifestealer benefit quite a lot.
Oh, they do. Well, TP top again set up. Thanks to Drakeel onto ZXC.
Doing there?
I'm not too sure. Very far forward.
Yeah,
Maybe.
On top of a tower. Position for a Tusk, not normal.
Just buying space for his Jimmery Leshrac, who does TP down bottom, working on his BKB. So yeah, Yule's Kaya doesn't finish off the Bloodstone, needs a BKB for these fights, as EGOBOYS Well, they dodge the arena, trying to jump the Mars, but a blink back. Thugger is a target they can move on to. Unable to close the gap, though.
You gotta just get out of these situations right now. You want to finish your BKB on your Leshrac first. He's got so much gold in the bank at the moment. Plus, Roshan is dead, so there's no real reason for Omega to be playing on the top side of the map unless they want to fight. And it looks like they actually do want to fight. They've just smoked up. They don't have arena. They don't have BKB. What's going on, guys? Is this a good idea? We will see soon.
Oh, they're trying to make the jump onto Rises. Walrus Punch through the rage. Little Shredder and down to half HP. Armor toggles the save of the false promise. Rises dragged back in. The heals are coming though from Kara as a snowball catches the Oracle, but the Blink Burrow Epi into the back lines and Snapfire is destroyed. Rises has fallen though as the Husker wants to re-engage, but now he's in a 1v3. Stuck here, Drakeel needs to burrow his life, but they don't save alone. Drakeel does kill Mingate, but traded out as Jimari's magic damage shreds through the remainders of EGOBOYS and a snowball onto Tano. There's one leap remaining with 17-1 charges, but they've got the gap closed. Yules into Splitter, stun, take them all down, and another big team fight, wiping out the EGOBOYS as Omega strike back. They're getting scrappy, these fights, though.
Yeah, they actually managed to win the fight even without Arena. And the Leshrac decided to buy a Soul Booster right before the engagement. He's like, okay, if we're fighting, then I might as well spend my gold here. Gonna have a Bloodstone first before the BKB, so which was nice. The biggest problem for EGOBOYS was the Lifestealer getting initiated on. He did not decide to rage because he thought the False Promise would have been good enough. Ended up getting stun locked and just died without being able to do anything in the entire engagement. So it's kind of 4 versus 5 in some ways because Rises had no potential in that fight.
Yeah, he was just consistently on the run. Trying to get his Sanjing Asher going now. So they already have the Sanj.
Assist. Yep, gonna be nice in this game. Probably gonna go for an AC after that. Some solid armor first team and minus armor.
Does that amp up the healing you get from Purifying Flames, or that's considered an external heal?
Self HP regen and life. Yeah, it'll increase the healing. It's like if you have like a headdress, for example, right, from your teammate, you get a little bit of extra health, right?
Yeah.
At least I assume so, but you never know. Sometimes Dota has some very interesting mechanics that don't have very good
explanations.
Consistency.
I'd never really thought about that. Like I'd always thought, you know, self HP regen was stuff that you do from your skills and your items. But yeah, if it's like a buff placed on you, is that your buff or is it a buff that belongs to someone else that they put? Yeah, lots of questions.
If you have a headdress, the plus regen will show right on your status bar, so it becomes your regen.
Wow, so that's huge. If you got an Oracle putting Purifying Flames into you. Infest bomb time though. Drakeel TPing top. And we've seen this story before. J-Marie pushing tier 2. Link with the Boros Strike and the arrow connecting onto the Lesh. There's the Arena Spear, forcing Tano into the side, but Lissex annihilated, and the Lesh does buy back. In comes Mingate with a couple of illusions. ZXC with the Lesh move forward, and the kiss is there. They want the Oracle, and they burst him down. Alone does have the False Promise on him, though, but they have to retreat. This Lesh does too much damage. The buyback from J-Marie has slaughtered them.
But they can go back in with the Sanking Epi. It's go time.
Epi. Drakeel.
They want Jamari?
He wants to. Finds Mingate and he kills ZXC just from the spill damage. Lifestealer onto this CK, but the damage from Mingate is so much. A triple for the CK and Rises has to retreat.
Yules ready.
Yules into stun. They've got the catch and the Splitter's coming. Oh, it's on cooldown, but they've got the Reality Rift and the Chaos Ball anyway, so an ultra kill for Mingate CK. It counts as a TP.
Cancel the TP.
He wants to go for tier 3.
Yeah, I mean, Oracle's gonna come in, but he's not gonna be able to do too much about this. It was very interesting. Like, Jamari dies, instantly buys back. I'm like, hold on, that is a very bold move on your end, but he just runs in thanks to the CK, popping his BKB, his illusions, going in hardcore into that fight. They just wipe everybody one by one. Leshrac also going on for the Oracle. I like the Sanking buyback. I like the play where he eppies, but he should have went for the Leshrac. Like, you can't just go onto the CK, expect for that fight to go well for you. The Leshrac was your real target. Ended up, they just get 1 kill. They both die for it, and the tier 3 is now dead. And the Sanking diebacked.
Yeah, Sanking dieback. That's a big problem for Omega. And the fact that Alone is really having some struggles. Even with False Promise on, he can't stay alive. He is still just dying at the end of it, even with all of his HP regen, Berserker's Blood, Purifying Flames, and it's been great target acquisition from Omega to burst the Oracle.
you just check out his net worth. He's like below the position 3 Mars. Ooh, tanky
Flash.
arrow. Jamari can't afford to die. He has
Yules.
no buyback.
Stopped by the
Yikes.
Fortune's End. Brought back down to the ground. And rises. He's right on top of this tusk. Snowball onto the Huskar, but ZXC stunned with a Burrow Strike. And this is all around the time when Roshan could be respawning. 1 minute,
He's
we
really
know,
bad.
is still on the timer for it. An immediate smoke from EGOBOYS as it looks like they're heading towards the pit. They'll be a little bit disappointed that the big man hasn't returned.
1 minute. But they would still have 20 seconds where the Leshak would still be dead. The map control they're going to gain during this time Leshak is dead is going to be gigantic. They're going for the tier 1. Wait, he's all on his own. Are they going to try to stun lock him up? Oh, they missed spear.
He didn't have to rage. Eesh. CK and Mars, they wanted that so badly. 30 seconds for Roshan now. And Radiant High Ground controlled up in this triangle by the EGOBOYS as they spot Mingate there. Yeah, a Dar Observer would caught a glimpse of him. They're pinging him out. They know where he is. He sends illusions across the lane, but Drakeel, they paddle the arrow! It finds him! No way Tano has that one lined up! They've already burrowed, so they don't have a further stun, but the Yule Scepter into Epicenter is going to catch him regardless. BKB popped, but he's got no TP. Tries to jump and catch the Mirana, but he is all alone. Mingate's stuck here. He's pretty tanky, and he's quite strong, but there's 5 bloody heroes destroying him.
It's Leicester here to munch onto the CK. Delicious.
Roshan's alive.
Top barracks are under attack.
Yeah, they gotta do this rush. I hope, I mean, Huskar will take the Aghanims, right? That is so, I mean, the shard, sorry. That is so good for him. Like, if you get stunned up by the CK, you just pop the inner fire. It's gonna make all the illusions disarm.
What's the downtime? Because it also reduces the cooldown, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. Huge downtime. It's like 8 seconds.
Oh, the kisses. Drakeel, he wanted to try and blink stun, but he couldn't find the Grandma. And I think ZXC is considering the steal. He's going to be under vision in a second if he goes a little too close. Shards to try and scout out, see what's in the pit. Tano and Drakeel, though, missing out with a blink away. ZXC, Yulesed up still with the arrow. He's got a snowball to buy a bit of time for himself. He tag teams. He's going to try and snowball, and doesn't even bother with it. No buyback on him though, and that's Roshan gathered up by the EGOBOYS. So Aegis, Aghanim, Scepter, and Shard on Huskar. Cheese on the Lifestealer. This game is just so back and forth.
Really is. And Leshak's got to finish this BKB, man. Okay, he's got 30 gold to it. That's perfect. BKB will be up. What's Mingate's next item? Skadi? Ah, man, he's still some ways away from the Skadi. It looks like EGOBOYS are not going to stop here. They want to keep on going.
Arrow. Also, stun dodge by the Sand King. Can't dodge the spear, though. Sets it up for the Mars. Huskar thinking about jumping in, but the Phantasm comes from Mingate, and the Omega side running forward onto a lone. Long life break in towards Lissex. Aegis pop, though. Kara still holding on to this false promise, gets Yulesed up. They focus onto the left side, clearing through Tano, and the Oracle, it just disappears. So now it's down to Rises and Alone. And they are struggling to stick on targets. Infesting into Alone, they life break back in. ZXC with a Roar's Punch. Got to be back as Lissex focuses. Back onto the Lifestealer. Rises, he's their target. Rages, but he can't run away. The Edict does that. Physical damage through his magic immunity. As Alone's
out?
Huskar, he's looking like he's out.
Okay, Alone does get out. I mean, they lost the Aegis. Very sad. It was such a awkward jump from the Sand King. Like, I understand he just wanted to keep them there, but then it was also awkward from Kara not wanting to use a false promise on the Sand King because he was saving it for the Huskar. So it just ended up being a 4 versus 5, and EGOBOYS are just have no idea what to do. Your stunner is dead. 7,000
damage done by that Chaos Knight, by the way. In that last team fight. Absolutely ridiculous stuff.
Nice almost got that Skadi as well. 30 more seconds on the Lifestealer. So scary.
They glyph up this melee barracks though. It looks like they intend to try and fight around it. And there's a stun into Arrow. Snowball saved up. Yule to dodge it. Good little inner fire. Push them back. Drakeel now the focus with the kisses, but the Fate's Edict already comes to save him for the magic damage. They try to catch Kara with a 2-man stun. The Oracle's gone. Alone just disappears. They're obliterated. Ego Boys, I don't think they've got anything left. They've got a Huskar buyback. Rise is just respawned. Top lane's gone, and in towards mid we go.
They fought without their Lifestealer, Gary. You could have just gave up one side of Rax, right? And just fought around middle with your Lifestealer being up. You know, keep yourself in the game. He's your 16,000 net worth hero, and now he's just sitting behind the Sierra Forest watching the enemy take all their buildings.
22 Bloodstone charge, Jamari. Mingate with his big old CK pummeling away at these tier 4 towers. And then buyback from Huskar with what? 15 seconds left on his timer. A 2 versus 5. Let's see what they can do then. Rises, rages forward. Aura's punched into the air. Mingate, J-Marie, still just standing their ground. Spear up the Huskar against the side of his own Ancient. No one to save him. Rises jumps out. And the Ego Boys, they lose alone. No buyback for him. Catching out the Lifestealer and focusing onto that final building. The Omega side, they're going to tie things up. Lifestealer can't even get the Tusk. GG's called. And there it is.
Well, I mean, that is the most interesting way to lose a game. I think Ego Boys, they had a lot of potential. This Rises was owning, but then they make like all these small mishaps. Psyching initiates. Oracle doesn't want to use False Promise to save him, and things just get out of hand. But big shout out to Omega with their early game aggression onto the Huskar with the Tusk Leshrac, shutting him down. He was never really able to recover. Ego Boys, you know, they showed some hope in this game, but at the end of